Hello, everyone. I recently saw a TikTok suggesting that the Chicago Bulls are doing business moves that are AI generated, essentially. Basically, a guy named Bill Simmons talks about the Chicago Bulls and basically says that there's a lot of confusion and that no one really knows what they're doing in the organization. And it feels like that the Bulls are asking AI to kind of make decisions for them, in which, now they're making decisions for them and stuff of that nature. Look, it's an interesting way to kind of assess the Chicago Bulls. But is there any validity in what he's saying? No, of course, we're not asking AI to do our moves. I think that is the point of what he's trying to make. That it feels like the Bulls are not doing strategically humane, smart moves. And because of how bad the moves are, they feel like the AI is getting involved and whatnot. Of course, we're not asking AI to do business, so that'd be crazy. Maybe down the line that could happen, but I don't think AI is that smart at this point in time to, do business moves and make trades that are actually going to be winning championships. So, yeah, ultimately, is there still validity in what he's saying? Let's talk about it in this video. But before we do, if you enjoy it, feel free to drop a like, follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know what you guys think about the Bulls and their offseason moves. So, this is basically the reason for this is the Lonzo Ball trade for Isaac Okoro. That was kind of what was mentioned. But look, it's been years of the Bulls confusing their audience, and it seems like analysts are confused as well. I think there is validity in this, in the sense that I don't actually know what the Chicago Bulls want to do. When I think of other teams around the league, for example, if you look at the Golden State Warriors, it's very clear what they want to do. They want to reshape the team to go and compete for another championship. When I think of the LA Lakers, it's very clear that they wanted to go and get a big man so they can go and compete for an NBA championship. When I think of the OKC Thunder giving Shai Gilgeous-Alexander the Supermax contract, even though it's a ridiculous amount of money, I understand why they did it, because they want to keep an MVP in their team to go and compete for more championships, and giving the big bucks is obviously worth that for them. I understand that. Even teams like the Wizards and the Utah Jazz tanking their season so they could go and get a Cooper Flag last season, you can understand that. Where the Bulls are, there is confusion. And I feel like there's mixed signals everywhere. And I could give you an example that I like to bring so often. It has been said publicly the Chicago Bulls want to compete, and they're moving in that direction to try to compete this season. It has been said publicly. There's no denying that. You can't say it's not true. It is a fact around the league. But the decisions we have made contradicts that. And I think the example of this is the NBA draft. Drafting Noah Osenge. We could have drafted a probably more ready now player with the 12th overall pick of the NBA draft. Instead, we've went with the project player with the highest ceiling but also the lowest floor. To me, that is not a win now move. A win now move could have been trading assets to get veterans into the team, to get better quality players into the team. Instead, all we've done is trade Lonzo Ball for Isaac Okoro. That, at its best, is the same level. Lonzo Ball the better player, but Isaac Okoro more available. So at the end of the day, I'm saying at best, because I think if Lonzo's healthy, we lose this trade. But at best, even trade. No team gets better, no team gets worse. That's how I feel with the Lonzo Ball trade. So we've not actually done anything to signify that we want to win now. Heck, I've talked about Josh Giddey. The videos are out there probably by now. And who knows, by the time that this video comes out, we still might have not done anything with Josh Giddey. Maybe he accepts his qualifying offer or something. We haven't even re-signed the guy that actually helped us win and gets the 15-5 stage of our NBA season. So there's a lot of confusion. There is a lot of confusion about where we're going, what we're trying to do, and the placement in which the Bulls are even going to finish. We just don't know anything. And we are in an unpredictable stage, and we are in a situation where I feel like questioning the Bulls is not the worst thing in the world to do. Because I think everybody would want questions and ask questions about this Bulls team. So I do think there is confusion, and I do think there's a structure problem, but what I don't see validity in is criticizing the Chicago Bulls right now for making ill-advised moves. And what I mean by this is that, sure, the Bulls might not have a plan, but I would rather the Bulls stay put if they're confused than do something stupid, overpay for a player, or make a trade that makes no sense for the Chicago Bulls to do. You know, at least with Isaac Okoro, the trade made sense. At least when we re-signed Trey Jones, it made sense. At least when we, I guess, picked Noah Asenge in the 12th overall pick for the NBA draft, I mean, a lot of draft prospects had him going in that range, so it makes sense. You know, if we're confused and the Bulls are confused, the fans are confused, the analysis are confused, we're saying AI is generating our trades, I'd rather not do anything stupid than doing something stupid just to prove a point. So that's where, you know, I guess this is not the end of the world about the Bulls and their current situation and free agency or what they're doing. But I must admit, as well, you know, it could go either way. Just like everything with the Bulls. There's never, ever a clear-cut answer with the Chicago Bulls. I mean, how many videos have I tried to play devil's advocate for them? Each and every single video. There's always a reason for their madness, even if it is madness. Crazy talk. And that's kind of where we are right now. So, yeah, it sucks. And it is very confusing, and everybody's confused. Everybody's got the big question mark on their head, wondering what the Chicago Bulls are doing, and, you know, even to the point where they feel like AI is involved and whatnot, which is the funny part. But there's always another side of things, and that is I'd rather the Bulls do nothing than to do something stupid. So that's where we are. Devil's advocate, two sides to the story. You know, you win some, you lose some. And maybe in a situation, you win and you lose at the same time, because that's where we are. We're winning and losing at the same time. You know, at least we're not... I don't want to even bash a team at the moment. You know, just leave it alone. But anyway, yeah, that's my video, man. That's my video. You know, I'm running out of things to say. Free agency's been so quiet. These videos... Again, this is always this thing with free agency. Always the thing in July and August, man. There's nothing to talk about, bro. Like, what do you want me to do, man? There's nothing to talk about, man. There's nothing to talk about. Like, unless we re-sign Josh Giddey, what else are we going to do? I don't know. And if we do something, that doesn't mean it's going to make it right. We're probably going to... It might suck. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. There might be stuff down the line. Anyway, a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.